Welcome to the Movie Talk Show with Dave D.C. Callari from DC Unboxed and from the Screenwriter's Room, the screenwriter himself, Rob Alvarenga. Now, here is your host, Joe Zapata.
What's up, guys? Another week of Movie Talk. I'm Joe Zapata here with the team, Rob Alvarenga. What's up, Robbie?
What's going on, friends? What's going on?
Dave D.C. Callari. What's up, Dave? What is up? You there?
I wish I remember what people would say in Hollywood Squares. Oh, hello?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. All right, so we got a lot of stuff going on. So let's first talk about Paul King, director Paul King, confirmed that they're going to sequel to Willy Wonka, Wonka 2, with Timothée Chalamet returns. It's slated for August. The first movie in 2023 did really well. It did like $634 million. I like the original Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder, but I've never caught on to this other ones. I saw the Johnny Depp one, but I didn't see the last Wonka, but apparently Wonka 2 is happening. Really big thing. I'll start with Rob. You're a Willy Wonka fan? Do you want to see this or what?
Well, the Gene Wilder one, yes. Huge fan. I think I've seen that movie, more times than I probably could remember. It's one of those, early on movies that you just remember, like, growing up with and stuff. So you never realized how, twisted that thing was until you get older. So, it's cool. That means that thing kind of like, it grows. It basically it keeps its effectiveness. But now we're going into this like realm of like, again, remakes, reimaginings and stuff. So I'm really surprised that, we got a sequel to Timothée Chalamet's, first one. And, I'm digging in. I'm trying to see like, okay, what is this thing gonna be about? I've seen that this is supposed to be like, this will be a 25-year gap before the events that happened in the Gene Wilder's moment when at that stage of Wonka's life. What this reminded me of? It reminded me of like The Hunt for Gollum. It's one of those like stories that seems to be like shoehorned in between like your prequel sort of like idea and then getting us up to what the main one that everybody remembers. So it begs the question, like, do we need this story? No. I think we all know the answer. Kind of leaning towards it. Chances are no. But and honestly, I don't know. Timothée Chalamet, I like him as an actor. He's done great. I love him. With Dune. I think he's gonna do great with Part 3. But I just don't know. Something is like that's kind of like holding him back. He hasn't hit that stride. And so I guess revisiting a famous franchise like Willy Wonka. It makes sense. It's a good payday for him. But is it really going to, propel him? He seems like he should be more than what he is now. Yeah. And I'm not sure if this movie's going to do anything for him or much of the box office, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it made $634 million, and if it makes that much money, of course Hollywood wants a sequel time, whatever. Dave, did you like the Wonka stuff? Are you interested? Any thoughts about this?
Just give us the 45th anniversary of the original one. Like, if you're going to put something else out, like the Johnny Depp one was nightmare-inducing. No one was asking for Timothée Chalamet as the last one. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm on one tonight, man. What are we doing? Get out of here, man.
Like, legit. There's only so many sequels you could handle. Come on.
I know. I'm telling you, what are we gonna do? I don't know. It's something's gonna happen. Production starts in August, so like I said, we'll wait and see what's going on. But it is happening, Wonka 2. So if you're interested in it, people, enjoy it. Enjoy watching it. All right. Well, we'll get to our next subject, and that's another, of course, sequel thing. Of course, like it is another sequel, Ride Along 3. That is actually now happening. Now, I enjoyed the first Ride Along. I thought it was really good. I think it was 2014. Second one was in 2016, and then now 10 years later, apparently Ice Cube said that him and Kevin Hart were having problems with the script, but now Universal is officially happening. Ride Along 3. Let's say, Dave, are you going to watch this movie Ride Along or what?
Yes.
The problem with the script is that it wasn't any good, probably. And the shocker for me, I was like, what happened to 2? I didn't even know they came out with a second Ride Along, I don't think.
Really?
I don't remember. I saw the first, whatever I saw, I was like, this is fine. this is fine. It's a fine vehicle for Ice Cube and Kevin Hart. I feel like Kevin Hart is like the time that came out in his career, he wasn't what he is now. I feel like he doesn't need to do it unless there was a really great story worth being told. And I like Jumanji is going to be a thing, but the thing about the entirety of that cast, and they have created a little bit of its own universe, so that kind of makes sense to do that. I don't know who's looking for this.
I don't know either. Maybe Ice Cube. I have no idea.
He doesn't need it either.
He doesn't need it, but it's happening. Universal's doing it. Rob, did you like the first ride along, and what do you think about this one?
The first ride along was enjoyable.
Okay.
So, props to them for coming, together for that movie. Part two was part two. It was what it was. A lot of rehashing of what part one was, a few chuckles here and there. And that should have been it. Honestly, it's today's point, Kevin Hart doesn't need this. Ice Cube may need this because after that turn with War of the Worlds that went straight to Amazon and straight into your local dumpster fire of a movie, I don't know if this is like a redemption thing for him or not. Maybe that's maybe the guy that's really like pushing for this thing to happen, and he's calling his buddy Kevin to like make it happen. But it's like I'm sorry, it's just I'm usually upbeat about to try and find something in movies because I just knowing how the process is, how to put these things together. To make a movie is just incredibly difficult. You'd have to have a really solid team just to make it, let alone have a good movie. Some of these projects just seem like they're just literally thrown together because one person really wants it. And that's it. Never mind the audience, never mind I guess if everyone's really clamoring for this. So, we're really now in a time where it's like it's sequelitis, like to the 10th degree.
100%.
And it's like there's no end in sight. Every week it seems like guess what? We're doing, reimagining for this movie. Or part 4 of a trilogy that ended like, a decade ago is coming back. It's like, it's just a lot of, I don't know. You don't want to call it laziness. I know they're trying to, make money, but this is just not the way.
Yeah. I even heard, and I think you sent it to me, they're doing a never-ending story series.
Yes.
It's like, really? Never-ending story.
This whole thing's a never-ending story.
Yes, 100%. Well, I don't know. We'll see what it does. Ride Along 3. I don't think it's going to do that well anyway, but who knows? It probably should go straight to streaming or whatever, Amazon, and then we'll go from there. All right, man. Well, let's go to our next subject, which is one trailer that dropped, and that was The Punisher, One Last Kill. And I saw that trailer, and I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really good. And from what I see, and I'm not sure, maybe you guys can see it looks like he sees a family that's like kind of similar to his. I don't know the whole story yet, but it like a family that reminds him of himself situation. A lot of killing like he does, a lot of punishing. I thought it was really good trailer. I really liked it, and I can't wait for it to come out. Dave, did you see that trailer? What did you think of it?
Aside from his Pauly D blowout, it looks really good.
It does, right?
Pauly D blowout, yes.
A lot of flashbacks. Everything's look good.
It does. I'm really curious. It looks like so. There's no way that whatever happens in the next few episodes of Daredevil doesn't somehow carry over to this. And if it doesn't, I don't really know what they're going to do, unless it actually happens at the same time, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's just gonna go have a Daredevil season 2 in his own hour. So I do hope that it furthers his character in a way, because it's like what's left after revenge.
Yeah.
Like he needs something. So I hope that maybe whatever he does helping this family gives him, he's like, okay, I kind of know what I need to do now. That's what brings us into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Even if it's not that, I don't foresee this like not working out. It'll be the third Marvel one-off. We had Werewolf by Night, the Guardians Christmas special, and this.
Yeah.
And those two were pretty good.
Yeah, really good. May 12th it's going to drop. Rob, what did you think of that trailer?
Excellent trailer. There's two thoughts with that trailer. One, I have a really bad feeling that they're not gonna use the original intro music to the Netflix show,
Mm.
um, because that was a banging intro for the Punisher series in Netflix.
Yep.
Um, I'm bummed out. I kind of wanted it. I hope I'm proven wrong, but it didn't seem like it's gonna be there.
Yeah, I know.
Just a little nitpick. Other than that, it's awesome. I think what I didn't notice about this, I guess from what I gathered of the story, it reminds me of Denzel Washington's Man on Fire. So I don't know if anyone has if anyone has seen that movie. I'm gonna be it's no spoilers here, but it kind of points to a little bit what I saw in the trailer. In that movie, Denzel Washington's character it would equal Frank Castle here, kind of
Mhm.
like just wrapped in like just destroyed from revenge. This is like his whole purpose, and then he finds some kind of purpose, in the daughter of a family that he's supposed to be assigned to protect.
Yep.
So here, obviously he's not gonna be assigned to protect any family, but it just seems like there's gonna be this little girl that's kind of like gonna be try to it's gonna bring out a little bit of what humanity he has left.
Hmm.
And once he kind of gets like reinvigorated, like oh wow, there's more to life than just like popping dudes necks and stuff. Then that's but then something's gonna happen, and then he's just gonna be brought back to the Punisher level that we're all expecting to watch.
Hmm.
So if that's the case, if that's the kind of storyline they're going for, it's gonna work. Because the same premise works definitely with Frank Castle for sure.
Hmm.
So to Dave's point, I think you're gonna find a moment where it's like Frank kind of sees a way out
Hmm.
of his life as a Punisher, but I just find that something horrible is going to happen. It's going to bring him right back in, and then it's just going to be all hell breaking loose for the remaining hour of that show.
Yeah.
So, no matter what, if that's the case, you know what? A lot of Punisher fun to be had.
Yeah. Looks really good, man. Wait, May 12th. Can't wait for that to drop. It looks really good. There you go.
I,
Good one. Good
I
one, Dave.
need that thing.
We need that, Dave. We need that. All right, man. May 12th. Everyone watch. It's going to be really good. Now let's get to the next subject, which staying into Daredevil is Daredevil Born Again episode 5, the grand design review. And again, it's the best show on TV right now, I think. And I think every episode is just killing it. I think it's awesome. I watched it again. And again, for spoilers, we're going to be talking spoilers. So if you don't want to come back later. But man, that twist with Vanessa, I knew that she was not going to live. I was like, okay, she's awake. Something's going to happen here. They got to do something. So it looks like she's dead. I mean, I think she's dead. I mean, it all points that way. The ending with BB's bye-bye, BB. She did it pretty cool. I was like, oh my God. When he opened the trunk, I was like, holy shit, how'd he get in there?
Right.
But it was crazy episode. I loved it. I mean, bullseye and everything that goes on. Great. I mean, I don't know what else you could really say about it. Dave, what did you think about that episode?
Well, it's funny. I don't want to say that I didn't like it, but I didn't really like it.
Really?
Mm.
I feel like episode 5 was literally just a bridge gap to get to episode 6. Not in a bad way.
Okay.
But I feel it's akin to the season 1 episode where Matt goes into the bank and takes out the Irish gang by himself. Cool episode, had nothing to do with anything.
Good point.
And Karen's backstory about her brother in Daredevil season 3 on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So the main points, Vanessa. I'm also of the notion that Vanessa is no longer with us because I watched the podcast afterwards that was with Ayelet Zur, the actress who plays her, and she's like, "Yeah, we had to figure out what we were going to do with her, and this was like the send off we gave her. Like, I think that's it. That's actually it."
Okay.
And it was interesting to see Matt help out Bullseye,
Mm-hmm.
but he just kind of skirted his line. It didn't really evolve. It didn't, like, nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up grabbing his hand, like, let's go. Like, I think, yeah, you've been doing that for the whole episode already.
Yeah, true.
Was that BB in the trunk? I couldn't tell.
I thought it was. I mean,
No, I don't think it is.
Like,
that's not BB. I thought it was.
it
No.
it would make sense if it was, but also Gandolfini's reaction was just like, I know he was super relieved that he wasn't going to get killed, but I feel like his reaction should have been more than what it was if it was her. Unless he couldn't tell, because he, just like us, he couldn't see through the plastic. It was definitely an exposition, like in all the flashback stuff, we didn't really need. Like, I get it, we didn't need it. I feel like you could have taken these story beats and bookended them in another episode. Admittedly, almost every episode I've watched at least 2 or 3 times before we even like talk about it. I only saw this once, and I watched it last night as I was going to sleep. So I feel like I probably have to go back and watch it again, and I might like it more. It doesn't drag the show down at all. Like, I understand what they're doing. They are doing some setup, some exposition. I just feel like it could have been put somewhere else. Yeah.
Pretty good, though. I thought it was really good, though, overall. Rob, what did you think of the show, the episode?
The episode, I love the episode. Yeah, a lot of people are going to feel like this is going to be a filler episode. And I get it. I'm not even mad if you would think that. I kind of look at it differently because I think with these episodes, with this show, because they have so much action happening, in most of these episodes, it's very easy to forget, like, what you need to actually make sure that the character arcs are moving forward, so that when you get the end actions, they're not just justified, they're earned. Like like you see it coming, and it hits that much harder. So with this one here, a few things that I took away. First of all, I agree. The entire episode, you from jump. I mean, I don't know if it felt with anybody else, but from jump, I knew Vanessa was gonna die. Because it was like between the flashback, the white light, the kind of like remembering when they first met, all this way, and then give us like a little bit of hope. When she's talking to him. But even in that moment, she's asking, like, tell me the story of how we met. She asked him twice. I'm like, oh, this girl has brain damage. It's like, it's really gonna go down. But the purpose of kind of like drilling a knife in Hart was really because of Wilson Fisk. In our last show, I alluded to this, that if he loses his wife, it is gonna be just white, just scorched earth, from here on out. But we kind of knew that. But at the same time, you got to see, like, at least people remind people that Wilson Fisk, at the end of the day, for all his like power and his intimidation, he's this broken child. For anyone to remember, like the first, the Netflix shows, he grew up, as just like this really damaged child that never really got anything he wanted, anything he ever got. He had to force, his way into, and he became the person that he was. And Vanessa was like his anchor to, like, healing that inner child. And when you can see it at the end, when he sees her going, and all of a sudden, you see like the powerful stature with the way he's sitting, Richard, because he thinks she's gonna be okay. And then when he starts seeing like she's drifting away, it's like you can see the demeanor. He's coming over now. He's almost like begging. He's almost like crying like a little child for his mom. And it is really heartbreaking. And honestly, Diaphano's acting.
I was just going to say that too. Oh yeah,
on full display there, because from that transition to the next in a matter of minutes. I mean, I was always a fan of his, but it just reminds you how good an actor this guy is.
Yeah.
So 100%. So now it's like whatever's going to happen going on out, but what his motivations come from, that it's coming from a place of extreme pain that he wants to share with everybody now. Other tidbits, the bullseye thing. Honestly, it was nice because it gave us an excuse to see, back in the, Foggy come back and relive like kind of like his small little character arc of how he changed and why he died. That was cool. But bullseye and Daredevil trying to like just, I don't know what that was, to be quite honest. Yeah. So it was a little weird. And the person that's in the trunk is actually the captain of the North Star's son, who, remember that we thought he was gonna be saved, and then Cash was what's his name, Cashman. He That's who's in the trunk.
Okay, I thought it was BB. For I saw it, I thought they should put
that,
BB in there.
yeah, no, I think Galifianakis Jr. would have been devastated if he saw it was BB.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Now let me ask you, both of you: are you picking the shovel or the saw? Which one are you guys taking?
Shovel.
Shovel. Me too. I'm taking the shovel.
I want to wear these. Bro, I want to wear these clothes again.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Do
me
press
too.
conferences.
Yeah, but overall, I think it's really just the series is just one of the best on TV right now. And like you said, Vincent D'Onofrio. What a great actor he is. He's a great actor. He was talking about I heard him on a podcast talking about Men in Black when he was doing that one with Will Smith or whatever, and he had to play the alien. He said he walked into a store. I don't know if you heard this story. He walked into a store that was selling like crutches and like all kind of Medicare stuff, whatever. And he went in there and he wanted to get the walk for the alien. And he actually got crutches and taped them. And the guy there was working with him to how a handicap would walk, because that's how he wanted the walk of that bug. And that's how far he went for his acting, to walk like an alien in that movie. Crazy,
That's
right?
great. That's great. I love that.
Yeah. So these actors, I don't know. All right, man. Well, wait next week, see what happens on next week's episode and see if finds out. All right. Let's get some questions here. All right. Let's see. Okay. Question number 1. Pierre E from New York says, I've been digging your show. You guys seem to mesh well and have a great points without all the negativities. I have to be honest, Bullseye may be the best MCU villain right now. Do you guys agree?
Well, he's the only villain right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
He is the only villain right now, but he's very good. He's very good. Right?
No, he's awesome. Yeah. Hopefully we see more of him.
He's good because he's singular in his purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So when he's bad, he's a fucking badass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now he thinks he's good, so he's still a badass.
Mm-hmm.
Like how he operates doesn't really change. It's just in his brain, he's either doing a good thing or a bad thing. Like he thinks he's balancing these scales for Matt, still killing everybody.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Next question. Tim H from Parsippany, New Jersey. What are the chances Daredevil is in Brand New Day? I think 90%, to be honest with you. I really do. And I think, he was in No Way Home. He helped Peter. And I think now something's going to happen where Peter helps him. You got the hand is in there. I think he's in it. 90%. What do you guys think?
I think so.
Just give this guy his break already.
Yeah.
Like he should have proven something. I remember watching No Way Home, and when his hand comes down with his cane, I went, yes!
Mm-hmm.
I was the only one in the theater who was like, what's the big deal? I was like so pumped to see Charlie Cox on the big screen. And it's like, give this guy like his MCU due, man.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get it. I think he's going to get it.
TV for more than a decade. Give this guy a fuck.
Yeah, he's the best. What do you guys think? What do you think? Yes, he's going to be in it?
I think so, honestly. And look, I'm not going to say that there's spoilers out there, but there's definitely a spoiler out there. So for anyone that really wants to look at it, I'll just say this much. 99.9999% Daredevil's in this thing.
There you go. Give us some music, Dave.
Yes.
There you go. All right. Next question. And this says, all right. JP Holmes from Sparta, New Jersey goes, I hate all the reboots, RoboCop, Day Live, Speed, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, blah, blah, blah. Hollywood, please come up with a fresh idea for once. Rob, help them out. Yeah, the reboots are kind of tough.
Actually, I have a question for Rob. So every time I see you enter all these contests and you make some headway, the guys that win, are these movies getting made? Or are they just like you won the writing contest?
So the answer to the question is maybe, because it really depends. This is what I pay attention to who wins these things. So, I'll tell you 2 examples, like one, like this.
Rob, you're breaking up a lot too. You're breaking up. I can't hear you a little bit. Yeah, you're breaking up your microphone a little bit. I don't know. Let me just see if I can. Just gonna move you back. All right, you try it again. All right, go ahead.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, so yes. So I pay attention to the guys that win these things, right? So, 2 examples.
I can't hear it. Can you, Dave? Are you?
He sounds like Morse code.
Yeah. I can't hear you, Rob. I don't know what happened. I think the headphones or something. I don't know. You're breaking up a lot. You just went off right there. Maybe you come back in. We'll see. Testing 1, 2. Let's see if he's coming back in. Hold on. I just put him off for a second. Bring him back.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
I want to know. Like, I see all these contests all the time, and he makes it like a couple rounds in. But if he's not winning, the guys
who is winning, right?
Are these movies getting made? Like, it's getting to the point now where it's just reboot sequel city. And yeah, some of these sequels we're looking for, but like again, Willy Wonka 2? Bah! What are we doing?
Yep. I got a question here for you, Dave. This guy says, Devin G from Park Ridge, New Jersey. Hey, DC, I'm a big GB fan. Love the cartoon growing up like yourself. Did you think Slimer would have been friendly? We should have had that friendly ghost Slimer or a team member mascot? I don't know.
I mean, it was kind of the same thing.
Rob, talk for a second.
Hey, am I talking?
Perfect.
All right.
You're perfect.
All right. All right. Ghostbuster question. Go for it.
Go ahead.
I'll finish this, then you go back to the other one. It's kind of what we got. Like he was a friendlier ghost. We didn't get to see him for more than 5 minutes of total screen time between 1 and 2. And then he kind of became their mascot because he just was, and then it would turn into Slime and the real Ghostbuster. So I kind of think we got both, which wasn't bad. Like,
no,
everything that brings the property to like a wider audience, I think, is always a good thing. And when you have an indelible character that kind of stands the test of time, I think that's also good for any property. So I was fine with it, and I'm fine with it now.
Okay. All right. So Rob, going back to your question, what are they doing with these scripts these things you enter? What happens?
Okay, so one of two things happen. So when you win, all they really promise is like meetings with people that have been working with the actual competition. So to the level level of executive or like agent or mentor, if you win, they will actually like take you under your wing under their wing, and they'll basically help you polish up your script or make it production ready. And then they the whole shopping thing happens. At that point, if you're at that level, you got to make sure that you got your own agent, your own contact, your own representation, and then the process could take a long time because now you got to sell it to a studio that wants to make it. The thing is that because of that process, it's gracious.
I don't know what happened because of that process. Something happened. I don't know.
All right, I'm still here.
I see you, but I mean, I hear you.
Can you
but
hear
I
me?
can't see you. I can hear you. Yes.
Okay. All right. So if you can hear me, I'll answer the question. Then I'll come back in.
Go ahead.
All right. So
talk.
basically, because the process could be long, the project could be just gestate for years, and you never see the light of day of it. Or you could actually get like a success story where they actually buy the thing, and they then this is up to the studios. Then they got to get a director, actors. Again, all this process could take years, really. And honestly, what I'm noticing, people that are winning these contests, they're using that as a platform to make the movie themselves. So, and I think that's a better way to do it, because then you have more control over it and control over the process, and you're not relying on a studio or the executive to dictate when this thing will be released. But a lot of people don't have that business acumen. You're an artist, so you don't really have like you don't have like that business sense of like how to you're just happy that you won a contest, and you're happy that you might sell a script, and that could be the end of it, to be quite honest.
All right. Next question here. Dave R from New Jersey says, "Hey fellas, I'm a Back to the Future fan. I have to ask, would you rather have a hoverboard or self-lacing Nike sneakers?" I guess hoverboard. What do you guys think? You want the sneaker? I know you were a sneaker guy.
You can't fall off your sneakers and break your ankle.
You're a sneaker guy, so I knew you were going to pick sneakers.
I had them years ago. Not to say I had the Nike put out a pair in 2011. They auctioned off 1,500 pairs. on eBay, and all proceeds went to the Michael J. Fox Foundation. And they were made by Nike, and they lit up. They didn't have the power laces. And then in 2015, they announced they were going to release an actual self-lacing one off of Nike's BB Adapt technology, where you put your foot in and the motor would do it slowly, but it still worked. I had the original pair, and I ended up selling them for reasons back in like 2015 or 16.
Wow.
But like a brand new pair now goes for like
1,500,
15,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then if you were lucky enough to get one of the pairs from 2016 that actually had the power laces, those things have sold upwards of like 50,000.
Oof. Wow. I'm sure with the technology today they can do it. They do the whole thing with stuff like, I'm probably sure they go. What would you rather have, Rob?
I need the hoverboard. I 100% need the. I need a working one. I need an actual one. Anti-gravity hoverboard.
Yeah. Do you remember when that movie first came out? Everyone thought those were real. Like they were
because
running.
if you guys remember the behind the scenes, Robert Zemeckis was quoted as saying, "Hoverboards have been around for years and they exist, but parents groups just won't let the manufacturers build it."
Stop it!
When I was 10 years old, I was like, "This son of a bitch."
Wow. Yeah, I've heard that. I heard stuff like that, so I'm crazy. All right, next one. Greg Y from New York says, "Hey, Rob, I saw your video saying Doomsday will be like 4 hours or something. Is this confirmed? Bring a peek up." Yeah, everyone heard your TikTok video went kind of crazy there. So what happened?
Yeah, I know, and I love it. I set a fire on TikTok, and it's still going.
Is it true?
It's you know what? It hasn't been officially confirmed, but the reason why I even brought it up is because this is like the third or fourth time I'm hearing it from different sources that I follow, that it's like this is gonna be a really, really long movie. And so, I just went to TikTok to just address it because, Endgame was 3 hours and 4 minutes. And, I just remember the lead up that people were like, saying like, make sure you have some kind of like portable urinal to come into the theater, or, whatever you got to do, whatever it takes. Right. That was the line for Endgame. Well, we took that seriously. So if this thing is anywhere near, now, mind you, if this thing is like 3 hours and 45 minutes, just a movie, remember, we have like now 30 minutes of commercials and trailers ahead of that thing. And not to mention all those little like, pre things before even like the screen goes up. So you're going to sit there for like 4 hours and change. So if that's the case, man, this movie, it better be everything we hope it is and more.
Yeah. I mean, Endgame had a lot of people in it, and this has more with the X-Men. So you got to figure it's going to be long. They got a lot of story to tell, so I'm sure it will be. All right, last question here. Xavier R. from Newark, New Jersey says, "I loved all the new Spider-Man movies. No complaints. But I really wish Spidey would have his real solo movie without all the fluff. Do they not trust Holland's stardom?"
You're preaching to the choir, buddy. We've been asking for this for years.
Yeah, because the first one we had Iron Man was kind of his little lead-in. The second one, you had a couple other people in there. You had Nick Fury was in there. Happy Hogan, The third one had Doctor Strange. You kind of want him to be by himself fighting people. But I don't know.
Maybe it's because I feel that they did 5 movies of him by himself, sort of. Like Toby had 3, Garfield had 2. And they're like, well, let's just make sure that we don't shit the bed, and let's just throw everything in every Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, 100%. Well, that's what
I thought Brand New Day was going to be the closest thing we got to Solo, but it's not even close.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all the questions we got. Looks like Rob checked out early. He kind of left out early, but he spidered out of there. So, Rob, I don't know if you're back on there. I don't see you coming in. He's out of there. Throws out of there. All right, guys. Well, we will see you guys. Hold on, there he is. Well, Rob, we were going to say goodbye. We didn't know where you happened. You flung out of there. We will see you guys next week. All right, brother. We'll talk to you guys next week, brother.
Started from nothing. Jersey streets, we owned it. JerZey pumping iron. Body builder coding. Beings on the course.